Hey everyone, John here, and today we are talking about the coolest Wii channel. And I'm not talking about the Everybody Votes channel, we're talking about the Wii Forecast channel. You may know this as an application that tells you how warm it is outside and what the weather's like, but in fact, it is capable of so much more. Not very many games utilized it, but some did. What does that mean? Let's find out! The Wii was such a special system. I mean, how many consoles can you just turn on and then immediately be met with some of the most devastating news you've ever seen in your life? And it just scrolls by next to Wii Sports Resort. This was all possible by an official service called Wii Connect 24, and it essentially means even when your Wii is in standby mode, it is connected to the internet and downloading little things. So if one of your friends sends you a message on the message board, your Wii will light up blue. Now you might be thinking, does this stuff actually still work? Like, didn't the Wii Shop channel shut down and all the Wii Online services, didn't they shut down too? And yeah, as of June 28, 2013, Wii Connect 24 was officially turned offline. But 2 years later, in August of 2015, came Reconnect 24. This is a fan-server replacement of Wii Connect 24 and just brings everything back online just like it used to. You can send messages again, go on the news channel again, and of course, check the weather via the Forecast channel. It's 2006 again, baby. I always adored that there was no need to actually launch these apps. Like, because of Wii Connect 24, it's already downloaded the weather data. So you just click on the channel, and there it is. There's no need to actually start the channel. The Wii can be your source of everything. We don't need computers and smartphones. Everything we need is right here. And with Wii Link, it even goes a bit further beyond. The Wii Link version of the Forecast channel adds even more towns and locations that were never available in the official Forecast channel. It looks and acts the exact same, but it's an upgrade. But all this stuff is mostly just a novelty in the modern age. There's no real need to actually use the Forecast channel. Right? Wrong! A feature of the Wii that I don't think I've seen discussed anywhere is that some games would take data from the Forecast channel and implement them in the game itself. So, for example, in Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games, if you go into the settings, there's actually a Wii Forecast channel option right here. And if you turn this on to your local area, it's going to take any weather in real life and put it in Mario and Sonic. So if it's a bit cloudy in real life, the sky will be a bit cloudy. If it's sunny and clear, the sky will be sunny and clear. And because of this time of year, if it's snowing, it will actually be snowing in the game. It's a little hard to see, but like, look, there's a snowflake right there. You can just about see it. This is such a cool feature, but the reason you probably don't hear about it too often is the list of games that actually use it are extremely limited, and most of them hide it in their options menus, so even if the game does include this feature, you'll likely miss it entirely. One such game is Knight's Journey of Dreams, a game I've owned for a very long time but have never actually played, and to be honest, I've heard so many poor things about this game, but with my little time with it, I actually really enjoyed it. I want to go back and play the entire thing, but I was expecting a train wreck, and what I actually got was something that played quite comparably to the Saturn game. I'm really surprised by this. Anyway, Knight's Journey of Dreams has a Chow Garden in it. It's not called a Chow Garden, but like, come on, this is a Chow Garden. You can even throw your little baby things around, and they fly back if you throw them off the edge. And then they run from you. So while mine is very basic, look at the sky. This directly pulls from the Forecast channel. So right here, it's very sunny because it's sunny in real life, whereas when it's cloudy, it gets much darker and more drab. Nowhere else in Knight's Journey of Dreams seems to use this, it's just the off-brand Chow Garden, and I think that rocks. And by the way, here's a little tip I discovered. Instead of just staring at your sky and saying, "Come on, do something," you can actually just change your location within the Forecast channel itself. So while it was all cloudy here over near London, by Scotland, it was actually sunny. That surprised me. And we can also go to Paris. Look at that, we've become international tourists straight from our Wii. And another game that uses the Forecast channel, two games in fact, My Aquarium 1 and My Aquarium 2. This is a game where you get a fish tank, you put fish in it, you put rocks in it, and then you watch your fish just swim around. There's not much more to this game than that. You can share your fish tanks with your friends and experience their fish tanks, but for a game underwater, it's a little bit shallow. However, there's one saving grace, being the forecast channel. Right now, it's sunny in real life, and you can see, if I turn on and off the forecast channel, it changes a little bit. I am underselling it though, because this might be one of the most obvious showcases of the forecast channel. Like when it's raining in real life, you can see the rain effects here in the aquarium. And when it's snowing in real life, it just kind of gets a little bit foggy at the top. And while not every weather effect seems to be obvious, you can definitely tell there's a difference when you toggle on and off the forecast channel. Happens in real time too, so it's just very clear what exactly is changing. For the most part. So, what else uses the forecast channel? Well, in the West at least, only one more series. Tiger Woods PGA Tour. You've got to enable this in the options, but once you do, the courses should actually replicate what's happening in the real world. Someone once said that Madden 07 uses the forecast channel, but it's actually not true, and that's just kind of spread throughout time as something that is true, but no, it doesn't. So if that's everything in the West, what about Japan? Well, Japan had an exclusive Rilakkuma game, where basically you live in a room with this little fluffy bear, and you do things like take their picture and get them doing cute little tasks. It's just a nice little slice of life game. However, there's also a window showing you the world outside, and this uses both your console calendar and also the weather. So it's going to look all snowy outside regardless of what's going on because we're in the winter months. However, it only seems to snow if it's actually snowing in the real world. I couldn't seem to get any other weather effects beyond snow. This may work in like spring or summer, but I could at least trigger cloudy weather while it was cloudy. So, you may have noticed that every single game we've talked about is a third-party game. Even Mario and Sonic is published and developed by Sega. So did Nintendo just entirely forget about the implementation? I mean, Animal Crossing could have used this. Like, that makes a ton of sense, right? Well, right now my forecast channel says that it's raining, and in Animal Crossing, it's pretty bright outside, so no, this game doesn't use it. Wii Sports Resort could have used it, but no, instead you just choose the time of day that you're playing on before you start flying around on the plane. I get this is meant to be a tropical island, but as an option at the very least, it could have been really, really fun. But yes, no retail Nintendo game actually used the forecast channel. However, one app did. Wii Noma, or translated, Wii Room. Why does it want to know my blood type? Like, what do you want from me? This was basically a video-on-demand service where you could buy films and watch them on your Wii. But the really cool part of it is there's just this really cute virtual room that you live in. Like, you start off in this living area, but when you watch something, you physically go to like a cinema room and just tap on the screen and choose what you want to watch. It's very cute. And when it comes to the forecast channel, it does use it. This window right here in your room, while you can't see it too much, you mostly see it when the game loads up, it does mirror the real world. So if it's snowing, it'll be snowing, and if it's sunny, it'll be sunny. And that is every single game that uses the Wii Forecast channel. There were only 9 of them, and a third of that is PGA Tour. But this had so much potential, and I wish that more games used it. Back in the day, the Wii was shamed for having these ancient online services, but Wii Connect 24 actually allowed it to do things that no other console could do, and to this day, no other console does. I really do wish there were more games, but at least these ones show us what is possible, and why the Wii is one of the coolest systems ever made. So, this was definitely severely underutilized, but the Wii Forecast channel could make games feel more organic, and it would have been so cool if games like Animal Crossing actually used it, but we're just kind of left with games like Knight's Journey into Dreams and Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games. I'm glad I said that correctly. I always say Winter Olympic Games. It's Olympic Winter Games. But regardless of what that game is called, I think the Forecast channel is an absolute babe, and if I could, I would wed it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye everyone!